That's not a steak, this is a steak. A USDA prime, dry-aged, long-bone tomahawk ribeye. This is the Fred Flintstone of steaks. Whether you have this big boy or just a regular, big, fat, juicy ribeye, I'm gonna show you tips how to bring that awesome steakhouse experience into your own kitchen. And if you watch my videos, you know, like a broken record, I never put cold meat into a hot oven because it cooks unevenly and it's gonna be tense and tough. And because it's prime, we only really need to go old school kosher salt and pepper. But hey, I realize we can't always get our hands on prime, and just in case you can't, you might want to use my famous Cajun Dry Rub. It's got a smoked and sweet paprika, a little bit of onion and garlic powder, and the recipe is below in the description box. And then of course, I'm also gonna hit it with a little bit of kosher salt because meat loves kosher salt. It just brings out that beefy flavor. And you wanna season a lot more aggressively than you think because this steak, especially this big Ribosaurus steak, is thick, and I need that flavor to carry all the way throughout. Now I'm gonna flip it over. Woo, baby, look at that. Now on the other side, I'm just gonna go kosher salt and pepper. And I also like to season the side of the meat here. So I just put a little bit of salt in the dish here, rub it around, get that flavor there. Now I'm just gonna let this guy come to temperature with the dry rub and the salt on there. We'll get a little bit of flavor action. But once again, if you don't have prime meat, the best thing to build massive flavor here is to wrap this guy in saran wrap very tightly and stash it in the chill chest overnight. Then this dry rub is really gonna penetrate deep down into the meat. You're gonna get an amazing crust and huge flavor. I found the only pan in my entire kitchen that would fit this amazing steak, so I broke out my cast iron grill pan, and now I'm preheating it over high heat for 5 minutes with a shot of oil. You know you did it right when you hear this beautiful sound. And that is the sound of success. So the only way we're gonna get that amazing char crust is by leaving it alone and letting it do its thing. Because if you start peeking at it and prodding it with your tongs, you're gonna ruin that amazing sear. So I'm doing 5 minutes total, but halfway, I'm gonna move it 45 degrees, and that's gonna help create that amazing crisscross pattern. Oh, baby, check out those crisscross patterns. They'll make you jump, jump. Okay, now I'm gonna insert my probe thermometer into the middle of the steak because it would be a criminal act to overcook your steak. So any kind of thick ribeye, just take out some insurance and put the probe thermometer in the middle. Now I'm putting this guy into a 500-degree oven until the internal temperature hits 135 degrees. All right, this steak took about 25 minutes and it looks unbelievable. Now comes the hardest part, trust me. We have to let it rest for 10 to 15 minutes because the juices inside are boiling. And if we just cut into that right now, the juices will run everywhere and the meat's gonna dry out. But in the meantime, that doesn't mean we can't add a little more flavor, does it? You can take my citrus herb butter, the recipe is below in the description box, and just dollop a little bit on top like this. And while the steak is resting, it's just gonna melt into the meat. And hey, a little butter never hurt anyone, did it? There's not a dog in the neighborhood that would not do anything right now for this bone. But let's get back to the meat. All right, now let's cut into this guy. Oh, like butter. And, oh, guys, check that out. Absolutely perfect on the medium rare side. The crust is to die for right now. That is perfect. This is how you bring the steakhouse into your own kitchen. And if you make this for a dinner party, you are gonna be a culinary rock star. Guys, the tips are below in the description box. Also, why don't you subscribe to my channel? I'm cranking out awesome recipes for all my fellow home cooks every single week. And if you wanna see how to make the perfect filet mignon steak and the best porterhouse steak, they are below. But as always, I leave you with keep on cooking, and I'll see you next week. Peace.